No bond. That is what a Hillsborough County judge ruled for the three suspects arrested in connection with killing a rapper outside of a Tampa hotel back in June. Police say Alicia Andrews, Isaiah Chance, Shawn Gite, and Rashad Murphy followed Foolio while he was celebrating his birthday here in town. Surveillance video shows the moments Foolio was ambushed and killed in the hotel parking lot. In court, the lead detective testified, laying out the events and timeline of the shooting. The judge ordered that all three suspects will be held without bond until trial.
Lurking in the shadows of the music industry lies a world where rivalries turn deadly and secrets are buried under layers of deceit. Foolio, a rising star known for his raw lyrics and unapologetic style, became the heartbeat of the streets. But when his life was cut short in a chilling act of violence, the questions echoed louder than his music ever did. Why was he targeted? Who was indeed behind this brutal act? Today, we're diving deep into the twisted motives that led to Foolio's untimely demise. But before that, don't forget to subscribe. Now, let's get started. On June 26, 2024, just 3 days after Julio Foolio was ambushed, Jacksonville Sheriff's officers noticed a gold SUV speeding through the streets with dark-tinted windows. The officers activated the patrol lights on their unmarked vehicle and pulled the SUV over. The driver was identified as 18-year-old Shawn Gite. As the officer approached the car, a strong smell of marijuana lingered in the air despite Shawn's denial of having or smoking any. He was asked to step out and stand at the back of the vehicle while the deputy conducted a search. Inside, the deputy discovered a small bag containing marijuana residue and mushrooms, a Glock 19 in the center console, multiple bags of ammunition, and firearm parts and accessories in the back seats. Shawn was immediately arrested, taken into custody, and later brought to the Crime Ven Intelligence Center office for an interview.
Go! Yeah.
Yep. Hey, get your hands up and walk out towards me. Hey, over here. Come this way. Over here. You're going to get hit with the less lethal. Get your hands up and walk towards me. Hands up and walk towards me. Hands up and walk towards me.
The very next day, Jacksonville Sheriff's detectives received critical intelligence revealing a conspiracy to commit murder. Acting swiftly on this tip, a search warrant was secured and executed. Detectives arrived at a residence on Jacksonville's north side, where they were informed that 21-year-old Isaiah Chance, 21-year-old Alicia Andrews, and a baby were inside the home. With the house surrounded, detectives issued loud verbal commands over a PA system, urging the occupants to surrender. After a tense 15 to 20 minutes, the individuals inside finally complied and exited the residence. The breakthrough in the investigation now paved the way for unraveling the intricate web of events connected to Julio Foolio's tragic end, bringing chilling details to light and hinting at the dark forces at play. Once in custody, things went silent, until Monday, July 29, 2024. On that day, the Tampa Police Chief, the Jacksonville Sheriff, and the Hillsborough County State Attorney made a significant announcement. 3 individuals were arrested in connection with Julio Foolio's death. Alicia Andrews, Isaiah Chance, and Shawn Gite were each charged with first-degree premeditated murder, a crime punishable by death under Florida law. They were also accused of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. Shawn, the youngest of the trio, faced additional charges, including 3 counts of attempted premeditated murder with a firearm and tampering with physical evidence. The investigation didn't stop there. 2 more men, 30-year-old Rashad Murphy and 27-year-old Davian Murphy, were named as wanted suspects. The cousins, along with Shawn, are believed to be the gunmen who ambushed Foolio's vehicle, killing him and injuring 3 others. Hotel surveillance cameras and footage from a Tesla captured crucial evidence on the day of the killing. It was revealed that Isaiah and his girlfriend Alicia had tracked Foolio's movements across Tampa, following him to 2 separate locations. At each spot, they exited their vehicle while Isaiah made calls on his cell phone. After these communications, suspects in a second vehicle arrived at both locations. The chilling details of the ambush became clear. Both vehicles tailed Foolio from a club to a hotel. One of the cars drove by Foolio's parked vehicle twice, seemingly confirming his presence. Moments later, 3 armed gunmen emerged and unleashed a barrage of bullets, fatally striking Foolio with a handgun and 2 rifles. Thanks to surveillance footage, license plate readers, and vehicle logs, law enforcement identified the suspects' vehicles, ultimately leading to their arrests. The case now paints a disturbing picture of a calculated and ruthless plot that ended in tragedy. Law enforcement is well aware that Julio Foolio was a prominent figure from 6 Block and a known rival of rapper Yungeen Ace, who is linked to the ATK gang. It has since been confirmed that Alicia Chance is a documented member of ATK, while the Murphy cousins are affiliates of another gang called 1200. Both ATK and 1200 have formed an alliance, and their long-standing feud with rival gangs has spanned over a decade, leaving countless casualties on both sides. Authorities now believe all the named suspects collaborated in a calculated effort to track and eliminate Julio Foolio. On Tuesday, July 30th, 2024, with assistance from U.S. Marshals, Jacksonville Sheriff's officers tracked down Rashad Murphy at an apartment complex in southwest Jacksonville. In the dead of night, SWAT units arrived, leading to a tense standoff. Rashad, who allegedly held a gun to his head while on FaceTime with his girlfriend, refused to surrender initially. The situation escalated as negotiations dragged on, but eventually, Rashad gave in and was taken into custody without further incident. This arrest marked another critical piece falling into place as investigators continued to unravel the web of alliances, rivalries, and betrayals that led to the tragic and highly orchestrated murder of Julio Foolio, pulling back the curtain on the deadly world of street warfare that runs far more profound than music. Only Davian Murphy remains on the run, while details surrounding 18-year-old Shawn Gite are limited. According to his arrest report, Shawn was initially detained for speeding, during which officers discovered drugs and a firearm in his possession. He was subsequently transported for questioning. The following day, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office received critical intelligence related to a conspiracy to commit murder. Although the investigation is still developing, Shawn's unrelated arrest appears to have uncovered vital information that ultimately led to the capture of Alicia Chance and Alicia Andrews. Given that Shawn is the youngest suspect and now stands accused of being one of the shooters, there's growing speculation that he may have cooperated with law enforcement. However, whether this cooperation occurred remains to be confirmed as the case progresses. So where do things stand right now? As of this moment, it's widely believed that the suspects involved are facing severe consequences. Social media has been buzzing, with many individuals unfollowing those arrested, signaling widespread disapproval. Additionally, the financial aspect of the case has come under scrutiny. The consensus is that these young individuals likely lack the resources needed to mount a solid legal defense, leaving them vulnerable in the face of serious charges. Another crucial detail in this case revolves around cell phone data. Just as prosecutors meticulously traced movements using cell phone logs in the Yungeen Ace case, the same strategy is expected here. Authorities will likely map out the suspect's movements from Jacksonville to Tampa, pinpointing every location Julio Foolio visited. Powered by T-Mobile data, this digital trail can provide precise locations, revealing when vehicles were stopped or in motion. The timeline could become an essential piece of evidence, painting a clear picture of how the events unfolded. Given the strength of this digital evidence, the case might progress swiftly. It's anticipated that some suspects will seek plea deals early on, which may require them to cooperate with investigators. However, cooperation might not be an option for everyone. Some suspects face the possibility of harsh penalties, with no leniency or deals on the table, leading to life sentences. In Florida, first-degree premeditated murder is eligible for the death penalty, meaning suspects could be forced to choose between lethal injection or life behind bars. Historically, most opt to avoid execution, but even those who evade the death penalty often end up with life sentences. The gravity of the charges leaves little room for escape. Yungeen Ace, a prominent Jacksonville rapper, has long been at the center of a bitter and violent feud with Julio Foolio, a rivalry marked by years of intense diss tracks and escalating confrontations. While the hostility between these two artists is undeniable, there is no solid evidence directly linking Yungeen Ace to Julio Foolio's tragic demise. However, timing has fueled speculation. On the very day Foolio was gunned down, Yungeen Ace released a diss track titled "Do It," which fans quickly interpreted as a veiled reference to the deadly incident. Further intrigue arose when Ace dropped another track, "Game Over," where specific lyrics seemingly mirror details surrounding Foolio's death, stirring rumors and suspicions about his possible involvement. Despite these controversial songs, Yungeen Ace publicly disapproved of Foolio's passing. During an Instagram live session, Ace candidly shared his feelings, stating that despite their rivalry, they were on good terms before the incident. He voiced sorrow over the senseless violence, advising young people to steer clear of street life. In his own words, Ace remarked, "What do you think about Foolio dying? That's sad. I ain't gon' lie, bro. Y'all boys in the street, leave the streets alone. We were cool, we was just coolin'. I was just talking to him, like, bro, you gotta stay out the way." Ace's emotional comments suggested that despite their past conflicts, they had a level of respect and understanding. As of now, Yungeen Ace has not been officially named a suspect in Foolio's murder. Yet, his lyrics' provocative and eerie nature continues to raise eyebrows. Some speculate that if any tangible connection is uncovered, these songs could potentially be used as evidence against him. For now, the mystery remains, leaving fans and investigators alike questioning whether the music was merely coincidental or something more sinister hidden within the lines. An anonymous insider suggested that Yungeen Ace allegedly put a $10,000 bounty on Giulio Foolio's head, but this claim remains unconfirmed. The long-standing feud between Yungeen Ace and Foolio has been riddled with violence, with both sides locked in a deadly cycle of revenge that has left several lives shattered over the years. Although Ace's diss tracks and public remarks have fueled widespread rumors about his possible role in Foolio's murder, there is currently no concrete proof connecting him to the crime. Authorities continue to investigate, working tirelessly to piece together the full story and uncover everyone involved. Yet, despite the ongoing investigation, the air remains thick with tension and uncertainty. The eerie timing of Ace's music releases and the chilling rumors swirling around the case leave many with a lingering sense of unease. Whether these accusations hold any truth or are just another chapter in a brutal rap rivalry, only time will tell as the investigation unfolds and the truth slowly comes to light. During a recent interview with DJ Academics, the elephant in the room was hard to ignore. Just weeks earlier, Giulio Foolio, an artist hailing from Jacksonville, was tragically killed. As Academics broached the topic, Yungeen Ace's reaction was puzzling. When asked where he was when he heard the news, Ace initially claimed he was in bed crying, overcome with emotion. He admitted to shedding multiple tears and reflected on how short life is. The conversation quickly became confusing as Ace shifted from expressing sorrow to making inconsistent statements. Although he claimed that he and Foolio were like best friends, the truth of that friendship is questionable given their heated history. When pressed further, Ace struggled to provide a clear answer. He vaguely mentioned he might have been sleeping or even dreaming when he learned of Foolio's death. The inconsistencies grew even more noticeable when Academics pointed out that the shooting occurred in Tampa. Ace's response: he claimed he wasn't aware of the location, adding another layer of uncertainty to his statements. The entire interview feels disjointed and incoherent. At one moment, Ace was mourning Foolio as if they were close, while at another, he appeared detached and unsure of essential details. Whether these conflicting responses were attempts to distance himself from the situation or simply genuine confusion remains unclear. The conversation raises more questions than it answers, leaving fans speculating about the nature of Ace's relationship with Foolio and his involvement in the tragic event. The mixed messages and clouded narrative cast doubt on the sincerity of Ace's words, making it hard to discern where the truth lies.